Right guys, I'm going to try and keep this as concise and as quick as physically possible. Saying that, I'm a bit of a rambler. I wouldn't be very good on TikTok because I'm not very concise. I kind of like to skirt around things and I like to say what I think and then I justify the way I think, and I'm probably doing it right now. Second thing, just quickly, it is absolutely caning it down outside. There's two things I can't control in this world: how other people react and the weather. So I'm sorry about that, but that's unfortunately the circumstances that we're in. Right, so quickly, the subject of this video is podcasting. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? What has been my experience of podcasting? I've been doing it for over 2 years now. So I started in October 2020 and I started it with good intentions. I started it out of boredom. I wanted to try and rekindle some networks and some friendships that I've had and all that sort of stuff. So I've got 2 positives and 2 negatives. I'm going to try and sandwich them so it's not just like, oh, negative, 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 or hey, everything's fine. The clouds are green and the sky is blue and there's no such thing as green clouds. But yeah, it's not. It's absolutely hammering it down. I'm not going to lie. You might even be able to hear it because we like low quality here at ABP. So one positive of ABP has been the fact that I have stuck to it every single week. Maybe 1 or 2 weeks I haven't, but then I've doubled up on the next week. And I've been quite flexible with the podcast. I've been recording on Monday nights, Tuesday nights, sometimes Sunday nights. Obviously with musicians and stuff, you know, you have to move stuff around. They've got album cycles, they've got tour cycles, and sometimes you have to record slightly earlier. Dave McPherson's a good example. So we had a setting, you know, we had a time, we had a place, we had a blah blah blah. He messaged me like 10 minutes before we were meant to like agree on 7 PM. He's like, dude, me and my bandmates, we're on tour, which I knew. We've got 1 day off on the whole tour. Basically, we're going to go to cinema at 8 PM. So is there any chance you could push the episode back to 6 PM? And I accommodated it. I tried to be as flexible and as agile as possible. So stay consistent. That's the absolute best bit of advice I can give you on anything creative. Even if it's painting, if it's drawing, if it's creating a YouTube channel, anything that lives and dies with you will be 100% dependent on your workflow. One negative about the podcast is guests who can't use technology. I'm doing a lot of talking with my hands tonight. So I don't mind calling this person out. I've agreed with him. Fuzzy, who I've mentioned on the AngryBootneck episode at the start. I was promoting his musical services. This guy, when I reached out to him because I thought he'd have some great anecdotes, he's from the kind of Woodstock era of music and not much has changed for him. And he's got some great stories of meeting Jeff Beck, hanging around with people that have played with Jimi Hendrix, all that sort of stuff. So I thought, fantastic, this would be great, you know. I then found out he had an iPhone 2. That's going to happen, by the way. Because my car is going to bing, because it needs servicing. Sayat, I need to book in a service. So get in touch with me, absolutebedlampodcast@gmail.com. Fingers. So Fuzzy was useless. We're going to do an episode next year, 2023. We're all going to go to John's house and we're just going to record an episode there. Fuzzy is an incredibly creative mind. He's incredibly musically talented. Doesn't really know how to use a phone. So this was when I was actually using my phone to record with an app called Anchor, who are owned by Spotify. And I was literally talking into my phone's microphone and recording audio episodes. I still do that now, sometimes. If I can't get to John's and do a Zoom, then I'll just do an audio recording, which you'll see the disparity between the Spotify catalogue and the YouTube catalogue is quite night and day at the moment because we need to work on the editing schedule. So yeah, guess who can't use technology? Like, just little things as well, like iPhones. After 10 minutes of inactivity, the screen will go black. and the microphone will disable. So I have to then go to the trouble of messaging the guests beforehand saying, look, are you Android or are you iOS? If you are iOS, you need to go to your display settings. You need to change your display settings to never, which, you know, doesn't time out the phone screen, which might mean that they have to go find a charger because their screen's going to be on the entire time that they're talking to me. And these episodes are about an hour long. So the screen, battery, you know, all that sort of stuff's going to start going down quite quickly. So just little things like that, little technological glitches and stuff, and people completely unable to understand what Zoom is. People that send me the wrong email address and then call me out like I'm a dickhead, and I'm fairly sure I know how an email address works. I think that's the first time. 5 minutes, 55 seconds, I swore. Please don't demonetize this, YouTube, not that you're monetizing my videos anyway. So that's a bit frustrating, especially on the night when it's like, oh shit, I haven't downloaded Zoom yet. And I'm like, I literally booked you 8 months ago and you haven't downloaded Zoom, which is the only thing I asked you to do. And it's literally the way that we're going to talk to each other for the next 40 minutes. But anyway, enough of that. Another positive is just the people I've met. It's been absolutely fantastic. When Wheatus followed me back on Twitter, I literally just put my phone down and just walked away for a couple of hours, because to me, that's just like, what the fuck is going on? My childhood just exploded. MC Lars following me back, being able to DM them whenever I want, and they usually get back to me quite quickly. Having Blue Van Man's mobile number, having Ben Bulks' mobile number, people that I haven't even recorded yet, like Chris the Butcher, having Dave McPherson's mobile number, which I had pre-podcast. Just having that direct line of people, just being able to get back to people quicker than usual, like email only goes so far sometimes. And the relationships that I've built from doing an episode with them, it's just been so cool. Scott and Wanda as well. I always forget to mention them, I don't know why. I check them out on their live. They do quite a lot of live streams. If you check them out on the channel, I'll put it in the description if I remember, which I probably won't. So yeah, just building relationships, building brand identity with companies like Two Lasses Spirits, Shanty Spirit, Optimus U, Dom from Babylon Barbers, who occasionally cuts my hair for free, which is, you know, obviously beneficial. Who else? I know that there's another sponsor, and I feel like an absolute idiot for not being able to remember them. Got Shanty Spirit, Two Lasses, Optimus U, and Dom. I think that's it. I'm so sorry if I've missed someone out there. But yeah, just being able to go to them and saying, hey guys, have you checked out your website? Like, I'm trying to apply a discount code and it's not working, and they're like straight on it, and it's just really cool. I'm planning to do a giveaway in February as well, so hopefully that can all come together nicely. Set Surf as well, completely forgot. I've had Set Surf on as a sponsor for so long that I've actually forgotten that they exist. Shout out Jane. She's already contributed massively towards the charity giveaway, so that's awesome. So yeah, that'll be in February. So yeah, just being able to have back and forth with CEOs, entrepreneurs, just trying to find out what they want as a sponsor as well, being like, who is your demographic? Who are you trying to sell sun cream to? Who are you trying to get your rum out there to? Do you need it to go into shops? Do you need me to promote it? Like blah, 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 blah. One more negative that I'm going to make a move is people that do not promote the episode that we did as much as I do. I am just one person living in a seaside town who's had a little bit of success, and I can't produce the volume that I think it deserves. So when a guest like Ben Bulks or AngryBootneck or anyone like that comes together with me on the episode and says, check out this guy, I recently got interviewed by him, they'll put it on their like community tab on YouTube if they're a YouTuber, or they'll mention it in Twitch on their streams like Mega Mike, Begface, etc, etc. bake face. I think I just said beg face. That was weird. And you just literally see the views go up because they're talking to their audience. So they're like, hey guys, if you like long form podcast content and interviews and seeing a different side to me, go check this guy out. And you can literally see it in real time. Like, you refresh the video views and they're like, boom. And the best example I can give you right now is AngryBootneck. That video has nearly got 850 views on YouTube, which is mental. It's the most I've ever seen on my channel. I don't feel like I deserve it. But because he was passionate about it and I was passionate about it, we came together and it got some eyes on it. And it's just really cool. Like, I've had really, really big celebrities on and they've gone, cheers. And I'm like, could you retweet this, please? And they're like, yeah, I'll get around to it at some point. And then you never hear from them again. And you're like, well, this could have had like 10, 20, 30,000 views if you just promoted it your side. But they're busy, you know. I'm not here to slag anyone off in particular, but it's a bit of a wasted opportunity when it's not mutual. So yeah, if any of that makes any sense to anyone, definitely consider starting your own podcast. It's really, really fun. But the fun bit is actually recording. The rest of it is just admin. So I would actually recommend to people, if they're able to monetize their podcast from an insulated perspective, get an editor as soon as possible. Get a business partner as soon as possible. There's something that I actually heard Gary Vaynerchuk say recently, is as soon as you start a creative endeavor, bring someone on board, because it's good to be able to bounce ideas around and it's good to be able to have a sounding board and it doesn't feel like it's you against the world. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that, guys. If you want me to do more of these, please let me know. What's been your favourite podcast of ABP so far? Let me know in the comments, because this will be going up on YouTube. And is there any guests that you want me to get on? I'm always looking for guests. I'm trying to get a bit more strategic as 2023 unfolds, rather than just getting anyone on the podcast. I want it to go into a certain direction. I want to be able to interview people in the wild. I want to be able to go out and about with my friend Andy Branch and Jim Murnane and Sam Welch, hopefully. So yeah, there's lots of opportunities and lots of possibilities. I just need to make sure that it's all pulling in the right direction. Something I'll leave you with, and I will go after this, I promise, is one of the most profound pieces of advice that I've ever heard, which is, I wasn't really looking for this advice. I was going to someone for some career advice on my professional work. And they said, Ben, life is a boat. What you do in your life has to make that boat go faster. That's all that matters. Everything else, bells and whistles, fabrication, cosmetic stuff, none of that shit matters. All that matters is that boat goes faster. That's all that matters. So just try and stay focused. Try and stay as committed and as energized as you are right now, which I think I've done a pretty good job of, to be fair. Just make that boat go faster, Ben. That's all that matters. And ABP is my boat, my baby. When I'm not working, I'm thinking about it. I'm also obviously thinking about my son. And yeah, just, what did Joe Rogan had someone on recently, and I think he wrote a book, this guy, and he said, we've all got a river floating underneath us. We all need to follow that river, because it gets louder the more you ignore it. Follow your dreams, not in a, you can do whatever you want, Cindy. Follow your dreams, make it happen. Whatever it takes, do not compromise, do not settle. Get it out. And yeah, there we go. Ramblings of Ben. 14 minutes is all right, actually. Right, I'll speak to you all soon, guys. Take care, keep it bedlam, and more to come very, very soon, all right? Cheers. Bye!